Good morning, friends. Today we are going to solve some problem based on the topics of electric field lines, and electric dipole moment, which were discussed in our previous three lectures. So, your first question today is: a system has two charges, QA and QB, having magnitude 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 7, minus 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 7, located at point 0, minus 15 centimeter, which indicates that the point is on z-axis, and at negative z-axis, and b is equals to 0, plus 15 centimeter respectively. What is the total charge and electric dipole moment? These are the questions of the system. So according to our rule, let's start with separation of given data. Charge on A 2.5, 10 raised to minus 7. B minus 2.5. A, or we can say R of A 0, minus 15 centimeter. So we can write 0.15 meter. Similarly, B 0, it's minus 0, plus 0.15 meter. What we are asked for? Electric dipole moment and total charge. Let total charge is capital Q. And electric dipole moment. Agreed? So the case given to us over here is like this. If we imagine a three-dimensional coordinate system having x over here, y over here, and z over here, then data says one point is here, which is A, having 0, minus 0.15 meter, right? And the charge at that place QA is equal to this. And the other is over here. See, you can see dipole now. It's a dipole, right? And the distance, this is B. And the distance is 0, plus 0.15. Okay. So, for this dipole, what is the total charge? Total charge of a dipole is Q, which is the sum of QA plus QB, which is equals to 2.5 minus 2.5 into 10 raised to 7. As 10 raised to 7 is common for both. So the total answer is 0. And we all know that the total charge of any dipole is 0 because it is a system of two equal and opposite charges. Now, the another question is about dipole moment. So, how we define dipole moment? P is equals to Q into 2A. What is value of Q? Any one of them. And we are asked for its magnitude only. So, it is 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb into 2A. What is 2A distance? This much. So it's 0.15 z-axis, 0.15 z-axis. Do not mix their signs. Just take the distances. So the total distance is 0.15 plus 0.15. So it's 0.30 meter. This will give you answer of dipole moment in coulomb meter. This is your example number 9 from your exercise. So till this time we have completed total 9 problems from the exercise, amongst which 7 was still left to solve, right? So for today's homework, you have to solve that problem number 7 by your own, because it depends on the basic concept of electric field lines. So if you refer your theory of electric field lines and its characteristics, you will definitely get answer of that particular question number 7 in exercise 1.7. What is the answer of dipole moment for this case?
Point 75 to 10 raised to minus 7.
0.75
Into 10 raised to minus 7
to 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb meter.
coulomb meter.
So this is your problem number 9 from exercise. An electric dipole with dipole moment 4 into 10 raised to minus 9 coulomb meter is aligned at 30 degree with the direction of a uniform electric field of magnitude 5 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per coulomb. Calculate the magnitude of torque acting on the dipole. So this is our new question. So let's go with the given data first. An electric dipole with dipole moment 4 into 10 raised to minus 9 coulomb meter aligned at an angle 30 degree with a uniform electric field of magnitude 5 to 10 raised to 4 Newton per coulomb. So we have given P, we have given theta, we have given E, and we are asked for torque. Torque generated in a dipole when it gets kept into uniform external electric field. The topic discussed yesterday, right? So we all know that the torque generated is equals to P E sine theta, and that's why all the data is given 4 into 10 raised to minus 9 into 5 into 10 raised to 4 into sine 30. So it is numerically choti c.
Sir, 10 raised to minus 4 Newton meter.
10 raised to minus 4.
Newton meter.
It is coulomb meter, P. And then Newton per coulomb. So the unit is
Newton meter.
this is the exercise problem number 10. The problem 10 from exercise. I hope every one of you are solving these problems with me. सर खत्म कर ले फिर कॉपी कर ले, ऐसा मत रखना। साथ में अगर कर सकते हो then it's well and good. हाँ, इतनी भी जल्दबाजी मत करना कि कोई रॉन्ग पे पकड़ के फिर पूरा रब करना पड़े। Next one, a polythene piece. Rubbed with wool is found to have a negative charge of 3.2 into 10 raised to minus 7. Estimate the number of electrons transferred. Is there a transfer of mass transferred? Is there a transfer of mass from wool to polythene? This is a question of problem number 11 from textual exercise. Okay, see, the first question is about estimate the number of electrons transferred. What we have given in this problem, the value of total negative charge present on the polythene piece. So, the value of total charge on the piece Q is equals to 3.2 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb, right? These are the electron. This charge is from electron because the total value given on the piece of this polythene is negatively charged. And we asked to find the number of electron transferred. Number of electron transferred. So as we can see, Q and N are given. So we just need to, Q is given, N is asked. So we need to use our knowledge of the values, fundamental values of the fundamental charge, which is the fundamental charge E, having value 1.6 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. So by using this, we can go through the use of quantization or law of quantization. So the number of electrons transferred small n is equals to Q upon E. From where Q equals Ne, 1E, Ne. So this will give you the number of electrons transferred. और किस पे जाएगा? पॉलीथीन के घुल पे. घुल के साथ अगर रब करते हो, then the negative charge gets transferred to the glass rod. So similarly, here polythene is used. So since polythene is negatively charged, electrons transfer from wool to polythene piece. तभी तो वो नेगेटिव चार्ज होगा, नेगेटिवली चार्ज होगा. एंड द सेकंड थिंग, वो दूसरे क्वेश्चन में क्या पूछा है? इज देयर अ ट्रांसफर ऑफ मास? ऑब्वियसली, बिकॉज वी नो दैट द इलेक्ट्रॉन हैज इट्स ओन मास 9.1 10 raised to minus 31 kg. तो अब अगर आप हम कह रहे हैं कि दिस मच अमाउंट, कितना नंबर आया ये?
Sir, 2 into 10 raised to minus 12.
Sorry,
2 into 10 raised to 12.
2 into 10 raised to
12. 1 to 12.
ओके. सो इतने सारे इलेक्ट्रॉन अगर पॉलीथीन पे जा रहे हैं, दैट मींस दे ऑल ब्रिंग देयर masses as well. So the mass and electron has mass equal to 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg. Mass will also transfer. That's it.
सर हेलो सर સર પેલું જે આન્સર લખ્યું છે ને તમે 2 into 10 raised to તો -12 ઉપર માઇનસની સાઇન કદાચ તમે કરવાનું ભૂલી ગયા છો.
ई नीचे છે ભાઈ, પાવર 90 માઇનસ 90 નીચે છે, ઉપર જશે પ્લસ થઈ જશે.
ઓકે ઓકે.
नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन आप लोग लिखो, मैं बोल रहा हूं आप लोग लिखो. दिस इज अ क्वेश्चन of exercise problem number 12. देखो क्वेश्चन. Two insulated charged copper spheres capital A and capital B have a separation of 50 सेंटीमीटर. उन दोनों को अपने सेंटर से सेपरेट किया गया होगा. ओके, have a separation of 50 सेंटीमीटर. What is the mutual force of electrostatic repulsion if the charge on each is 6.5 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb. Charge on each is 6.5 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb. This is the first part of the question 12. And in second part, continue में second करके लिखो. What is the force of repulsion? What is the force of repulsion if each sphere is charged double the above amount and distance between them is half. So what are the data given? QA equals QB equals 6.5 to 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb. We know the value of K by our own now. SI. We ask for repulsive force generated between two charges at distance of 50 centimeter, which we can write 0.5 meter. Okay. So this is all enough for the first one. In second case, QA and QB are doubled and the distance is half. And then once again we are asked for QS. So I am giving you 2 to 3 minutes to solve this problem by your own. आप लोगों को याद होगा कि ऐसे हम 3-4-5 प्रॉब्लम कर चुके पहले भी. इवन इससे थोड़ा टफ कॉम्प्लेक्स वाले न्यूमेरिकल्स भी हम कर चुके हैं. So this is quite a simple one. to solve by your own.
Point 015 Newton.
0.015.
Newton.
Or you can write 1.5 into 10 raised to
-2.
So for second section, please try to use this formula directly. Now, F dash is equals to K into 2QA, 2QB, right? Then it is QA dash and QB dash divided by R by 2 square. This is what gonna happen. So we can write the formula as 2 to the 4 K QA QB upon R square by 4. So it's 16 K QA QB by R square. तो आप क्या कर सकते हो कि this value can be placed from here directly.
Sir, same answer also.
Are you sure?
Yes.
कैसा होगा भाई? F की वैल्यू इतनी आई है and now your new value is going to multiply with 16. कैसे सेम आएगा बोलो?
0.24.
It's 0.24 Newton. इसके अलावा हमने कुछ न्यूमेरिकल्स ऐसे भी किए थे जिसमें दो स्फीयर दिए गए हैं having some charge or one of them is having some charge and one another is chargeless, then they brought in contact with each other, then separated out and the electric force between those two can be calculated. ऐसे सम किए थे. So the similar type of distribution of charges because of their physical contacts. The problem number 13 was problem number 13 is given. The question asked in that question is almost similar to that kind of question. जो हमने आज से 4-5 लेक्चर पहले एक बार जब फोर्स की डिस्कशन हुई थी कूलम्ब लॉ में तब उसका कैलकुलेशन किया था. So you have to solve this problem 13 from home yourself. So it is also today's homework. So two problems. Problem 1.7 and 1.13 are given as a homework for today. In this problem, you may given some dielectric constant as well and ask for the amount of force generated in that particular condition. तो उसमें क्या हो जाएगा 1/4πε0 जो k का हम लिखते हैं उसी में अपॉन में k आ जाएगा, right? Because we know that F dash is equals to F by k where k is a dielectric constant. तो ऐसा अगर आपको ऐड करके कुछ पूछा जाए तो उसमें एक्स्ट्रा k डाल के हम सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. So now let's move toward the next topic of this chapter, which is electric flux. Explain electric flux. Fine. सब लोग लिखने का स्टॉप करके पहले समझेंगे, उसके बाद हम लिखेंगे. See, electric flux is a concept which explains the relation between electric field and the area from where it passes. हमारे कॉमन जनरल लाइफ में हम देखते हैं कि भाई कई तरह के शेप्स हो सकते हैं, जैसे कि स्क्वायर, रेक्टेंगुलर, स्फेरिकल, सर्कुलर, ऐसे कई सारे शेप्स होते हैं. तो उसमें नंबर ऑफ चार्जेस अगर बाहर या अंदर या ऊपर रखे गए हैं तो उसका इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड जनरेट होगा. बट देयर इज नो कंडीशन that the electric field lines passes through any cross section is parallel to the field of parallel to the direction of that field even. ऐसा कोई रूल है ही नहीं कि E को जो आपका एरिया है उसके वेक्टर के साथ में पैरेलल होके निकलना है. देयर इज नो रूल. जैसे जैसे शेप चेंज होते जाएंगे वैसे वैसे वो अलग होता जाएगा. फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर हमारे पास कोई ऐसा सरफेस है और इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड लाइंस इसमें से ऐसा करके निकल रही है. our electric field is in this direction, और यहाँ से कहीं पे हम देखेंगे कि it comes out like this. Right? So this is the direction of that small area element from which this electric field line comes out. यहाँ से कुछ बाहर निकली, ये यहाँ से निकली, तो this area, this is the area from which it comes out. But we can see that E parallel to that delta S. Some another case in which the surface is inclined, somewhat inclined at some angle with the electric field lines. This is delta S. And these are the field lines coming out. So यहाँ क्या हुआ? The is not exactly like this. It is at some angle to the cross-sectional area. So the component of that area is there. We can show it with component only. So if in general form I would like to draw this, then our surface area is like this, and the fill lines, our area is also in that direction. Okay, and this is the direction of area at each point given. This looks like this, and that's why the flux, which is a new physical quantity derived to show the relation between electric field and the lines and the area, is a dot product or product of electric field with the area from which it comes out. So phi is a product of E and area from which it comes out. यहाँ पे क्या होगा? Same direction. So cos 0. So the value becomes maximum at this point, cos 0. But in this case, if we draw the similar type of diagram, then actually it's like this. It's somewhat like this. So the area vector is here at some angle. With electric field, which is once again in this direction. So here the angle between E and delta S is theta. That's why your flux is given by E delta S cos theta. Just like this. Here the flux is proportional to that, not E. Okay, so this will happen. Sir, अब ये तो बराबर है. These are the uniform shapes, as like rectangular. Just inclination varies in both the cases, so that we will have this kind of answer. But what happens if we have a shape like this? A shape like this. Then what happens? We have to consider small area element first. Like this is our small area element. And then a unit vector in the direction or in perpendicular to the direction or at some angle with the direction of electric field हम imagine कर सकते हैं, which is denoted by n. और इसके चलते फ्लक्स कैसे लिखा जाएगा? Then it is equals to vector E dot vector where the direction of this area vector is given by n caret. So this is vector now, dot this is vector now. So this is a dot product and it will result in E delta S cos theta. अगर शेप uneven है, ओके, तो ये दोनों साथ में ज्वाइन करके A, ये दोनों साथ में ज्वाइन करके B और ये अलग से C फिगर ड्रॉ करो. 2 मिनट देता हूँ आप लोगों को, ये फिगर ड्रॉ करो. डू नॉट ट्राई टू मेक इट अप. बहुत ज्यादा मेकअप करने की जरूरत नहीं है. This is a concept necessary to explain one more fundamental law of nature, that is Gauss law of electrostatics. इसके लिए हमें ये क्वांटिटी चाहिए. That's why we are defining and discussing it. ये दोनों साथ में रहेंगी, ये दोनों साथ में रहेगी A, ये दोनों साथ में रहेगी B और फिर वो C.
सर
बोलो।
सर फाई को क्या लेना है? जैसे कि थीटा है एंगल बिटवीन द इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड और जो वो एरिया है ना, थीटा वो है।
यस,
तो सर फाई क्या है?
phi is electric flux. The
ऐसा
symbol
नहीं,
of flux is phi.
ऐसा नहीं सर, कंपोनेंट कैसे लेना है?
Component means component आपको जरूरी कहाँ पड़ रही है? Phi is one new physical quantity defined, which is a scalar product of field and the area from which field lines passes. That's it. So उसको कहाँ आपको कोई component देना है?
तो सर मल्टीप्लाई कैसे करें?
Or suppose you have a shape like this. Suppose you have a shape like this. जैसे कि हमारी किताब होती है फोल्डेड, ऐसे लेट्स से हमारे पास कोई शेप है. In that particular case, suppose your area that is S cos theta बना रहा है फील्ड के साथ, या फील्ड इज लाइक दिस और यहाँ कुछ एंगल बन रहा है, तो उसको the amount of electric field with its direction मिक्स करो, डॉट प्रोडक्ट है, so final answer is scalar, or whatever answer you got is of its flux, linked flux with that given shape. तो इसके कंपोनेंट्स का तो जरूरत ही नहीं होगी, और अगर जरूरत पड़ती है then we will define it for that particular explanation.
तो सर डेल्टा एस एरिया है इसका?
Sorry?
डेल्टा एस क्या है? एरिया है?
Yes, area. You can write delta A as well instead delta S. S showing area. S is showing area. ये क्लियर एग्जांपल है, देखो इतने छोटे से एरिया में से निकल रही फील्ड लाइंस का दोनों का रिलेशन लेके हम ये बना रहा है. दिस इज अ क्लियर कट एग्जांपल. तुम्हारा डेल्टा एस ऐसे टेढ़ा है, कोई फिक्स एंगल बना नहीं रहा है, तो अगर टेढ़ा है देन इन दैट केस यू नीड टू टेक यूनिट वेक्टर फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर स्मॉल एलिमेंट ऑफ एरिया, और उसको पास होती पूरी फील्ड लाइंस के साथ मल्टीप्लाई कर दो, जस्ट लाइक दिस, देन यू विल गेट योर इलेक्ट्रिक फ्लक्स. फॉर मोर प्रिसाइसनेस हम कुछ पॉइंट लिख लेते हैं. चलिए फर्स्ट पॉइंट लिखो, द concept of electric flux relates the electric field with its source. With its source. उसी पॉइंट में लिखो, flux is simply a mathematical concept which can be flux is simply a mathematical concept which can be interpreted physically. उसी में लिखो, flux is a characteristic. Flux is a characteristic of all types of the vector fields. Next point. Electric flux is a quantity proportional to the number of electric field lines, proportional to the number of electric field lines passing through it. It passing through the surface. Next point. Consider a surface of area delta S vector. Placed in uniform electric field vector E as shown in the figure. As shown in the figure. Here, area vector S may parallel perpendicular or at some inclination theta with the direction of uniform electric field vector E. Next point. So, electric flux associated with this small area element vector delta S. Vector delta S is defined as delta phi equals vector E dot delta S. Or therefore we can also write delta phi E delta S cos theta in the cases of inclination. Next point. The flux for theta is equals to 0 degree. That is to say, vector E parallel to delta S is delta phi, which is equals to E delta S, maximum value one can get, right? Then the flux for theta is equals to theta, that is to say, sorry, E delta phi is equals to E delta S cos theta. Here the value vary with the variation in theta. Then the flux for theta is equals to pi by 2, that is 90. That is to say, E is perpendicular to that of area vector. So the value of flux becomes 0, minimum value.
સર એરિયાની ડિરેક્શન કેમ નહીં હોઈ શકે?
એરિયાની ડિરેક્શન કોઈ પણ હોઈ શકે. ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ, આપણે આજે સરસ એરિયા સેટ કરી મૂક્યા છે, ધેટ્સ વાય આપણે એવું સમજીએ છે કે ઇટ ઇઝ ઓન્લી ઓફ પેરેલલ ઓર પરપેન્ડિક્યુલર ટાઇપ. બટ જો હું તને એક નવો એરિયા બતાવું, ઇન ધીસ એરિયા વોટ વિલ હેપન, આવું કોઈ વસ્તુ છે અને એમાં તું પાછો અહીંયા ચેક કરી રહ્યો છે ઓવર હિયર, અને તારું ઇલેક્ટ્રિક ફિલ્ડ outward direction from the surface of the earth મુકાયેલું છે અને જે એરિયાની તું વાત કરી રહ્યો છું over there, over the entire area, એ યુનિફોર્મ બહાર જતું હોય એવું લાગે છે. So for a particular point in this small area element, તારો area element તો n vector છે, which is somewhere over here. See, આ ત્રાસો છે, તો center point થી કટ કરીશ તો delta is somewhere over here, which is at some angle with the electric field. સમજ્યા? આવું થઈ શકે. This will be the case. Even this will also be the case. So whatever it will be the case, ये तीन पॉसिबिलिटीज हो सकती है. पैरेलल हो गए, देन फ्लक्स मैक्सिमम वैल्यू देगा. कुछ एंगल 90 और 0 के बीच में है, देन उसका फ्लक्स वैल्यू अलग से मिलेगा. इफ इट इज एट 90 तो फ्लक्स वैल्यू 0 हो जाएगी. But mind well, this is a small value of flux associated with the small element of area. if पूरे एरिया की बात अगर कर रहे हो, this is for this much only. अब अगर हम पूरे की बात करें, this much only, पूरे की बात करें, then we will have to take summation of all such small fluxes linked with the small area elements. तो पूरे के लिए अगर हम लिखेंगे तो क्या लिखेंगे? लिखो नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट लिखो सब. To calculate the total flux, linked with any given surface, all we need to do, all we have to do is to divide the surface into small area elements. ऐसा अगर कोई बड़ा एरिया आ गया, then into small area elements. Calculate the flux at each element, and add them up. Next point. Thus, total flux phi through a surface S is phi is equals or almost equals summation of vector E dot ds. Next question. Which is the last question of this chapter also. State and explain Gauss law. State and explain Gauss law. Gauss law is also one kind of fundamental law of nature used for explanation of electrostatics. Gauss law is explained using the electric flux linked with any given surface of any shape and size, So for this explanation, let me consider a sphere having surface area S. The area of surface is S, and a positive charge Q is kept at the center of it. Let me imagine a small surface element over here, which is equals to, it is in this direction and it is equals to delta S. And the charge which is at center itself generates electric field, we all know that. So the direction of this electric field generated over here is this. Okay, so this even the radius of this sphere is smaller. Please focus on the board first. Okay, अपने पास एक स्फीयर है जिसकी टोटल सरफेस एरिया S है. एक स्मॉल सरफेस एलिमेंट हम अपने कैलकुलेशंस के लिए चूज कर रहे हैं, which is equals to the delta S. The direction of that area vector is also in the direction of the electric field generated due to the charge Q, which is kept at the center of this sphere. Okay, now according to definition, of flux, ये छोटे से एरिया एलिमेंट के साथ एसोसिएटेड फ्लक्स कितना होगा? तो डेल्टा पाई इज इक्वल्स टू वेक्टर E डॉट डेल्टा S. We know this from this definition of electric flux. इतना होगा. We know that what this E is equals. It is K Q स्क्वायर नहीं आएगा, याद है ना, E है अपॉन R स्क्वायर इंटू R कैप, वेक्टर होने के कारण. ओके, डॉट डेल्टा S. So as electric field is in the direction of delta S, तो इसका भी हम R कैप लिख सकते हैं, R कैप as a unit vector for this small area element as well. Outward from the surface. Also, R cap is a unit. Unit means one vector. उसकी वैल्यू कितनी होगी? 1. तो अगर मैं उसे 1 कंसीडर कर लूं, then what is the value of delta phi now? We can write K Q r square डेल्टा s। क्या निकल गया? r कैप निकल गया, यहाँ से वेक्टर निकल गया r डॉट r यूनिट वेक्टर, i डॉट i 1, j डॉट j 1, k डॉट k 1, similarly r dot r 1। yes, the directions of both of them is in same direction। मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ थीटा 0 इसके चलते हमने निकाल दिया, पर ये गलत भी नहीं है। अगर r डॉट r में अगर आप cos लगाने जा रहे हो और एंगल बिटवीन these two is 0, then cos 0 equals 1। so the equation comes to this one now। now total electric flux phi किसका? flux of the sphere। अब हम पूरा ले रहे हैं एरिया। then what happen? phi is a summation of all elements। छोटे छोटे जो हमने बनाए हुए ऐसे एक था, ऐसे कई सारे हो सकते थे, हो सकते हैं इवन। तो सारे एलिमेंट्स की किस क्वांटिटी का होगा? k q upon r square delta s। ओके, so here k that is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 और q ये दोनों कांस्टेंट वैल्यू थी, समेशन से मैंने बाहर निकाल ली। इवन रेडियस स्फीयर का चेंज नहीं होने वाला, मैंने बाहर निकाल लिया। तो अब समेशन किसका बचा? and we can see this is the shape of this given surface। तो total area, the summation of all small elements, तो total area होगा, what is that? 4 pi epsilon 0 r square into 4 pi r square, area of this surface 4 pi r square, 4 pi r square, 4 pi r square। so we now left with q by epsilon 0 only। this is a mathematical expression of Gauss law। total electric flux linked with given surface is always equal to the ratio of total electric charge enclosed। देखिए कितना enclosed हुआ था इस पूरे में चार्ज Q enclosed by that surface to epsilon 0। what is epsilon 0? it's a permittivity of vacuum। okay, so figure draw करो, कर दीजिए एक मिनट में। एक पॉइंट लिखना है, फिगर के बगल में लिखिए, एज अ सिंपल एप्लीकेशन ऑफ, एज अ सिंपल एप्लीकेशन ऑफ notion, NOTION, notion of electric flux, let us consider the total flux through a radius total flux through a sphere of radius r, through a sphere of radius r, comma, which encloses charge small q, at its center. At its center. फिर वर्ड कैसे जो लिखा है यहाँ से यहाँ तक, देन आफ्टर हम उसका स्टेटमेंट लिखेंगे.
સર લાસ્ટ લાઈન નથી દેખાતી.
Also, vector R is a unit vector. और ऐसा शॉर्ट में लिख सकते हो R कैरेट इक्वल्स 1.
સર
બોલો.
સર હા કાલે રજા છે મેસેજ આવ્યો ગ્રુપમાં કાર્તિક સરનો.
ના હોય.
હા સરે જ કર્યો.
પણ આ છોકરા બિચારા આવું હશે તો શું કરીશું?
એ એમને ખબર.
કશો વાંધો નહીં મેડમ, આની અંદરના 6 પોઈન્ટ જે પેલા સ્પેશિયલ પોઈન્ટ્સ છે 34 અને 35 પેજ નંબર પર
હા હા
આઉટ ગસ લો એ લોકોને ટેક્સ્ટ બુક માંથી જાતે લખવા માટે એઝ ઇન ફોર્મ ઓફ હોમવર્ક આપી દો. પણ સ્ટેટમેન્ટ લખાવું પછી, હજુ આનું ફાઇનલ સ્ટેટમેન્ટ આ નવી બુક વાળાએ નથી આપ્યું, સો એમને હું સ્ટેટમેન્ટ આનું લખાઈ દઉં ગસ લો.
હા
પછી એના સ્પેશિયલ પોઈન્ટ્સ હશે. આઈ થિંક ન્યૂ ટેક્સ્ટ બુક એટલે 34 અને 35 પેજ ની આજુબાજુમાં હશે.
હા હા
तो स्टेटमेंट क्या होगा? The total electric flux linked with any closed surface is always equal to the ratio of net electric charge enclosed by the surface to epsilon 0. याद रखना, जितना चार्ज सरफेस के अंदर है, एनक्लोज होता है, वही चार्ज नेट चार्ज में कैलकुलेट करना है. उसके अलावा जितना भी चार्ज आउटसाइड पे डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड है वो हमारे किसी काम का नहीं इन द कैलकुलेशन ऑफ फ्लक्स फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर गिवन शेप और सरफेस. So it's 15 past 11 now. So let me stop here. We will left with 3 uses of it and some numericals remaining in our exercise. पर इसके बाद आपको आज घर पे, क्योंकि कल छुट्टी दे रहे हैं ऐसा मीना मैडम बोल रहे हैं, तो इसके बाद इसी आंसर में आपको इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स अबाउट द गॉस लॉ जो हमें टेक्स्ट बुक में दिए गए हैं, आई थिंक पेज नंबर 34 और 5 समथिंग है, उस पे है 6 हो गए टोटल। एनक्लोज चार्ज ही गिनने चाहिए, टोटल फ्लक्स ऐसे ही होता है, फील्ड की डायरेक्शन ऐसे आएगी, जैसे 6 है वो आपको अपने से लिख देने हैं यहाँ पे। दो स्टेटमेंट्स, दो 6 स्टेटमेंट्स अबाउट Gauss law, which are important points of this law, आपको लिखने हैं। So today's homework is that points along with exercise problem number 1.7 and 1.13। घर पे सुरक्षित रहे, मंडे मिलेंगे।